the biggest reunion on Future Wrestling Podcast. And yes, it is a cruise control show, but that's definitely not gonna hurt the reunion here. This is Future Wrestling Podcast right here on Future Entertainment. We are back with the reunion of Cruise Control, and I'm your host, Logan Myers, alongside my good friend and my co-host, Travis from the Hibiki TMD Podcast. Thank you, sir, for joining me tonight.
I'm still trying to figure out what your intro meant. You kind of went Ultimate Warrior level. But that's okay, man. The show that started it all, the very first show you and I ever did together, the first podcast you ever did was this. Over a year now. Nice little one-off special. Glad to do this. Thank you for having me. It's Cruise Control, Logan, and happy birthday, America. You deserve it. Yay. Yes. Go ahead, Logan.
OJ in the chat says, fuck yeah, it's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. And then we have JD in the chat as well. He says, about damn time, you hoes. And then OJ says, you driving, Logan? Mike is crazy. Well, the mic's probably crazy due to the music. But you never know, right? Let's see if anything changes here. But, yep, me and Travis, the very first show that we did was a Cruise Control. I came to you one day, I was like, Travis, let's talk 205 Live. This was maybe... It was
our attempt to try to think outside the box at that time. Like, you were starting up, we were like, well, we want to get you into something, but, like, we already do a Raw, already did... Well, and we didn't know at the time, like, then 205 Live, right, is completely different than what it is now. What we had set ourselves up for, we put ourselves through hell. The dark days of 205 Live is what we reviewed, unfortunately, when it was just...
Yeah, I remember that so well.
What can you say, though, man? It's good to be doing it again.
Alright, so I had to take the USB out of the laptop there for a second, but I'm back. I will have to say, though, yeah, we tried to think outside the box, and you know, a lot of shows and podcasts do Raw, SmackDown. Not too many do NXT either. But we thought...
There's quite a few now.
Yeah, there's quite a few now. But for like the Cruiserweight Classic, we thought that's what we're going to get with 205 Live. But apparently we set ourselves up for failure.
Because on paper, the tournament, I mean, we thought when they announced a show, a weekly show, just like the tournament, streamlined, match to match, no filler, no Alicia Fox, none of that shit. And it was the exact opposite. In a couple of months, it was completely what we didn't want it to be. And by then, not even as good as Neville became could save it. And it got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And it never stopped getting worse. And then finally, it's like... Unfortunately, due to rape allegations, is what made 205 Live better, if you think about it. In a weird way.
In a weird way, yes.
And that sucks for somebody, but for a show, that's been for the better. What can you say? They had to change. They didn't have a choice. They did the tournament, which was really well done. And ever since, Logan, I feel like... I mean, it's stagnated a little bit recently. There's not really been a little bit of buzz ever since Alexander's won it. But I feel like for anyone that's fallen off or wants to discover, I feel like now is, I guess, the best time than ever. I mean, as far as quality-wise with 205 Live, it's so much more... It just flows a little bit, I think is the word I feel like I'm looking for, better than it used to. It just used to be boring-ass filler shit. It felt like a Velocity or something awful in the past.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you on that one. OJ wants to know, though, why is 205 Live not just another Full Sail project?
I think in a way... See, it was kind of untested waters, because for as great as the Cruiserweight division was in WCW, they never got a chance to have their own show. I don't think in any era, really, you're going to have a successful Cruiserweight show unless you do one thing, and that's do it how New Japan does it, I guess. But WWE is never going to do that and make it try to be on par with their more flagship shows. I don't know. I mean, it's not like people clamor for this style, like the casual. It's not, besides kids, it's not like the woman who goes to see Woman Reigns, the casual fan, it's not like she's there going, so I can't wait to see Noam Dar 2 in his pajamas. It's not. It's how it's booked, for one. You're right. And it not necessarily, it could be anywhere. It's just the fact that these people, that these casuals that have paid to see a SmackDown taping already, they already saw the people they paid for. So this is like a cherry on top of the sundae. So you eat a really good ice cream sundae, Logan. You take the cherry off first. You devour the sundae. Your belly's full of shit. Sometimes you eat the cherry afterwards. Sometimes you think you're going to puke because you're so full and you just throw the cherry away. That's kind of what 205 Live has become, the show, is that cherry. Because you're full of Nakamura and Rusev days, and I don't know, I'm rambling. I'm excited to do this with you again, is what it is. That's why I'm rambling.
No, I kind of completely agree with you. Once you get your AJ Styles, your Hardys, your Shinsuke Nakamura's, it's like, do I have enough hype to keep going with the cruiserweights in 205 Live?
And just for that live crowd, I mean, for that night, the 205 Lives, that's what I mean. And it takes away so much. A dead crowd does take away a lot from a match, at least in a WWE ring. Japan's different like that. It has a history of being a quieter crowd, but in WWE, it does. It makes, it fucks guys up. It throws them off. By now, 205 Live guys should be used to a dead reaction, so I don't want to hear that excuse anymore. My God. But this crowd was pretty much into this entire show. I mean, TJP got great heat. I mean, as mundane as his promo was, he still got the crowd. All you had to do was make a cheap insult about Nebraska, and that's all it took, you know. But does that speak to how bad SmackDown's become also?
Yeah, well, SmackDown isn't horrible, but we could get better. But I think, honestly, and this may shock a lot of people, but I thought the 205 Live main event tonight was better than the SmackDown Live main event.
And see, I didn't even watch the SmackDown Live main event, but what I've become accustomed to with the show over the past couple months, I could probably picture that.
I mean, you had Team Hell No versus the Usos. If Usos won, they are added to the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship match at Extreme Rules. It fell flat for me. But for 205 Live, I wanted something good to start off 205 Live. And the thing that we got was TJP walking out and doing his thing and cutting his promo and getting some heel heat, and saying, what challenger will he receive tonight. And Travis, who was that?
Well, before we get to that, the show, I did want to mention this because I had something to say about it. Something that's also been missing from the show has been Drake Maverick as the figurehead now, as like the GM, the mouthpiece. He did the intro for this episode, and I liked it. I liked how he handled it. I thought I don't want to say he nailed it, but he did a pretty good job of introducing what you're going to see tonight. And it's a totally different feel of how they introduce like Raw or SmackDown. So I thought that made it stand out a little bit more. He's obviously got charisma through the ass, and he looks good on camera and all that stuff. So he's a good guy to have in that position. I think he's done a good job. I'm not going to say he's done a great job because we haven't had a chance to comment it since he's taken this new role or whatever, since they signed him. But yeah, I think it's been fine. No complaints with him there, Logan.
He's unique on the mic, and I like the fact that he can cut a promo. And also, he gives a different feel than other past managers or GMs or something like that. So, yeah, I like the direction that they're giving him and doing something different than the other GMs. And introducing all the other talent that's going to be on the card for that hour.
By the way, and we're such dicks for not doing this and forgetting at the beginning of the show, shout out to the other third, what became the third overtime, joined the show. Colin Dunn, who's away at his summer job. Shout out to him. He couldn't make it. Going through some personal stuff. Wish you were here, man. You're missed. Over what it became, Logan, it doesn't quite feel like Cruise Control without him, in a way,
Well, my headache's not here, so.
Oh, they see? I missed the heel promos between you guys. I need my fix. Someday we'll get you back, buddy. But shout out to Colin.
Yeah. Can't wait to have Colin back to, and that's me being serious for once, He did make me a little bit better than you know, me trying to keep up with the best of the best Travis. This is hard.
Stop it. I'm just a guy. I'm just talking about some cruiserweight action with you in my basement. Nothing fancy about that. TJP, though, they did air a vignette of him over the past couple weeks, because obviously I haven't watched 205 Live forever. I don't know about you if you've kept up. So all this was playing catch up for me. So he's pretty much been coming out and being a dick and cutting promos saying how he wants challenges and what he's making guys tap out. It's been the gimmick, right, Logan?
I'm guessing he's been facing a lot of jobbers. They should call Joey Ryan.
They did say he made somebody, yeah. And see, if Colin was here, that could have been a promo. That's why Colin's missed. No, who was it last week? It wasn't a jobber. It was a guy. It wasn't Jack Gallagher, but it was somebody pretty credible. Let's say Tozawa, maybe. Somebody. Anyway, it hasn't been just jobbers, so it felt like they were building him up. But from what we saw tonight, it didn't feel that way after who we saw come out, Logan. This is confusing, by the way, because this guy just re-debuted for WWE UK as a heel and is the new '1 contender for Pete Dunne's belt.
Yes, Mr. Pajamas Noam Dar returned tonight at Cruise, 205 Live, to basically challenge TJP to a one-on-one match to start the night off. And can we say it now, Travis? He looks a lot better as a face than a heel.
I don't know. I like him so much as a heel when he doesn't have like Alicia Fox in his angles. Let's talk about real quick the promo from TJP. If anything became normal on Cruise Control, it was giving so much shit to this man. God, you hated his promos, as did I, but I think you just dreaded them. At certain points, I feel like, remember the show would go on hiatus, and I feel like his promos alone just made you that fed up. But how do you think, has he progressed any? Has he gotten any better? Does Logan give him at least a C? Does he get a passing grade in your classroom? Months later.
I muted it halfway through.
There you go.
I got to the point where he says Omaha and saying something negative about the home, the town that they're in, and I'm like, oh, this is typical TJP, always fucking shit up.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. There's Dean Meyer's grade.
Oh, that's an F, not a D.
Yeah.
No, but Noam Dar came out and shocked the 205 Live crowd and audience.
Shocked them into no reaction or pop, by the way. He got no reaction from the crowd, which I get because they're confused, as was I. He was just a heel. So for those that even knew of him, there were 3 fans standing and clap. But by the end of this, he got a better reaction because this wasn't much of a match to review. Let's be honest.
No, it wasn't. It was a couple of reversals and then a knee. What is this? Taking pointers from Daniel Bryan again?
Well, not even that. I get it. That's a good way to, I guess, reestablish somebody. I think at the expense of a guy who I guess you're trying to build. I don't know. It was okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I guess they need to make up their mind what they want to do with Dar. They could do a thing where but it's backwards. You think if they were going to do this, he'd be a face in the UK and then I don't know. It's just weird.
It is weird. I don't get it. And
he's better as a heel. I've seen him as a babyface and over there, from the footage and before he came, I think he comes off better as a heel. He's easier to hate. He's like a Miz. When Miz was a terrible babyface.
Oh, well. In other words.
What's the chat think about Noam and his little pajama pants and his pillow parties?
Well, OJ, first of all, says also for success, make it at 7 p.m. OJ says, for my girl, she left after the first 205 Live match. And at this SD show about a month ago, as did everyone, a bunch of others. I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you. JD says SD Live is average at best, and that isn't good. OJ puts you over by saying Travis is indeed the best. That freaking rock and roll voice. So true.
Rock and roll voice. Rock and roll books too, huh? You know, JD just watched 205 Live.
Yes, he said
fell into the top one.
He said TJP's promo was a typical call the crowd out WWE heel promo. Nothing too special, but not horribly bad. Dark Humming was a thing we done here.
We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. I want to give it time. I mean, it's day one. I don't want to be one of those immediate it's shit people, but right now I'm leaning towards it's not going to work as a babyface, but we'll see. We'll see.
Well, here's the thing. And I don't want to take too much time because it wasn't really anything special to talk about during this segment. The only thing negative that I can say is TJP was trying. I guess they were trying to establish him as a veteran since winning the Cruiserweight Classic and being the first Cruiserweight champion. But I think it really hurt him to lose that quickly, that clean, just like that.
Now, if he comes back, and he comes back like being an ultra shitty heel, like just a piece of shit, like kind of like Ciampa is in a way, then that's different. But they need to be careful. I mean, it doesn't matter though. It doesn't really fucking matter. At this point, I just think any of the cruiserweights, because they're not on Raw anymore now. That's also changed since we've done the old show, Logan. They just happen to be on TV, and so they make the most out of it. Like 90% of the roster, they're just making the most out of just their time there, I guess. Signing checks.
Signing checks. And,
cashing checks.
Well, cashing checks and all that, and that's about it. That's all they can do, and I guess doing some stuff with the NXT rosters too in the UK. But other than that, it's just okay. But I guess we can move on to the very next match.
Yeah, we can't really bitch about this when we had a stable called the Zoe Train a couple months ago. So I'll take it. I'm fine. This is the greatest promo in the history of promos tonight, TJP, considering what we've had before. So there you go. Ugh.
Okay, I'm going to go take a gun and shoot myself in the head.
Don't Kurt Cobain me, Logan. What was next on the show?
Well, it was your favorite wrestler of all time, Akira Tozawa, facing a jobber.
I don't have a problem with Tozawa. Was that like a backhanded joke? Like
No,
I'm a big Tozawa. They just don't know what they have with Tozawa. They don't capitalize on the chant as much as they should at all, if any.
And I think
like sometimes it feels like when Tozawa comes out, he has to remind fans that, hey, I have a chant you're supposed to chant along with, because it's like, oh yeah, he's that Asian guy that they book like shit for a year and a half that used to be over. And that's what like a 1 week title reign will do to a guy. I mean, but who am I?
I will say, I think the future is bright with what I think they're going to attempt to do, and I think they can pull it off. Akira Tozawa was a guy that a unique talent that you don't want to fuck up, which they did. But then again, I think he could put over some of the great new talent that comes into 205 Live and help them out a little bit. And him beating a jobber, there's nothing to say about that. What we're here to talk about is Lio Rush.
Yeah. Coming out after Tozawa's entrance, before the match began, his music hit. I guess not, I would say again, not a great reaction. A tired crowd, and B, to a lot of casuals, they don't know who he is. But, you know, the smart marks obviously know who he is. And for anyone listening to this that's never seen Lio Rush yet, I mean, he came up with Velveteen Dream, MCW, you know, straight Maryland boys represent. And honestly, if you listen, because he did cut a promo by the end of this, Logan, when all this was said and done, it's crazy how much, like, just their tones and their voices sound alike in a way. Like, he just seems like his little brother. His little brother in the Cruiserweight division, Lil Dream. It's weird. And they kind of look alike, too. I don't think they're related. I can't confirm. So, just crazy.
That promo was pretty damn good.
It was all right. It was. I wouldn't say it was great. It was.
Best out
It
of
was
205
fine.
Live's
It was. It was.
Neville.
Yeah, it was damn passable. I wouldn't. If I was an agent back there, I'd have been like, "Oh, that was good." But I wouldn't say it was like oh my god, like. But I think he'll get nothing but better if given just experience doing promos on TV. And 23 years old, 23-year-old made of gold or whatever it is. Just it's crazy how young those kids are, man. How good they are.
Yeah, no. He's talented, and I think the future is very bright for not just Lio Rush, but the feud itself with Akira Tozawa. And I'm very, very excited to see what they do and how they pull it off.
And looking back now, you know, after the months ago, this is old as shit, but the Asuka tweet, remember, where like Bray Wyatt made a comment, "You ain't gonna make it here with the Wolves," or all that shit. Remember when he got heat supposedly, and they wanted to release him? Even he's a heel. By the end of this, I feel like he's gonna be a heel Logan, right? For a little bit. Maybe it was all work, because you don't hear about it now, and like nobody's really talking about. Well, he just had heat. Well, you know, it's just like everyone's happy to see him, I guess. So they got us if that was the plan.
Whatever the plan is or was, I don't think he's gonna quit just over one little thing.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. Like we didn't see his match from last week to review because I still haven't seen it. I don't know if it was good. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I didn't get to see it.
I need to check that out. But he's going to be one of the prominently featured guys, I would say. Like a year from now, I would say he could probably very well have had one cruiserweight title reign under his belt, Logan. At this rate, if he keeps like impressing.
I would like to very well see Cedric Alexander defending that cruiserweight title against Lio Rush. I think it would be fantastic.
There you go. What did the chat like his promo, or did they think it was dog shit? Because I don't have the chat up, so I'm just relying on whatever you tell me.
The chat. Alright, so we have, I'm not gonna say that one.
Oh, God.
JD says he even came from ICW, the main promotion in Scotland. I think he's talking about Dar.
Yeah.
OJ says, I see, love the Lio Rush gimmick. OJ also says, reminds me of MVP style gimmick, cocky, young, athletic. Possibly trying to emulate Drake. Drake the rapper, man, that is.
Yeah.
And then JD says, Lio Rush promo was okay, but we will see.
Yeah. What'd that bring us to next on 205 Live to Logan?
Well, I think it came to TJP walking backstage. It may have been before that, but I can't exactly remember. They tried to get an interview with him, and he just kept walking away.
Yep, didn't say a word. And the crowd still booed the shit. Just seeing him on screen again, that Nebraska crowd really hated him tonight. They just booed the fuck. Which is good. I mean, even if it's TJP, I'm glad that at least it shows how the show's even being booked better now. At least, like, the crowd isn't mute the entire show like it used to be. You remember, it was awful. It's awful also trying to review a show where there's, like, it just felt, the crowd might as well not have been there in the past.
Exactly. And also the match that was announced for next week, Cedric Alexander will defend the Cruiserweight Championship against Hideo Itami.
Yeah, so I've also seen in like the booking, since I haven't watched, they like him and Tozawa, they had a split, and I guess he attacked Tozawa. Is that what happened?
I'm guessing that's what happened. I haven't been watching.
Which, you know what? I'm fine with it, because I thought it was overkill. People wanted to see, and you still might want to see it, Logan. I wasn't big on having the Cruiserweight Tag Team titles. It felt like too much. The show's not even taken seriously at all, so I don't think adding titles at this point is gonna solve your problems. Just make it decent and tolerable to watch, and have the booking make fucking sense first, and then like NXT did. NXT became a sensation. Then it added a North American belt, and the belt's over because it's on the right guy.
Exactly. Yep, and that's one thing that they need to try to accomplish with 205 Live is try to make everything and everyone relevant right now before you go and throw in something that you don't know if it's going to work or not.
Yeah. And I know people are going, oh, it's cliche. I don't care. Hideo Itami is too good for a Cruiserweight Tag Team title. He needs to be utilized. Do something with him. At least try. And I know they tried with Bobby Roode and it fell on its ass. Yeah, but you gave it like a chance for a month and you didn't even build it up right. Like, they built it up okay, but they don't showcase these guys from Japan and they don't showcase their strengths. They try to always make them a fucking fish out of water and make them try to cut promos and do animated expressions, pal. I need to see the face. No, that's not why you signed them. They didn't get over doing that. They didn't impress you on the fucking tapes you watched in your office debating if you're going to give them a tryout. So why make them do shit they're not good? I'm not going to hire a plumber, Logan, and have him make my dinner. That's not how the shit works. What world do these fucking people in WWE live in sometimes? It's beyond me. You know? I'm not going to be... Shout out to him. It's all in good fun. I'm not going to be a James Hebert and complain the whole show. I'm going to do my best.
Well, the only reason I agree with you on this is because the main event was not something you can complain about. Because that is what we're at already, because they started the match very, very early.
Which is fine, because they gave it plenty of time. We also didn't mention the vignettes, or the promos from both guys throughout the show, after, like, segment.
And also, Cedric Alexander had a promo as well, so did, I think, Hideo Itami.
Let's talk about something, and this is props to you. You should get a medal for that. You called it. It was kind of baffling that Mustafa Ali, when the show first started, was one of the guys they're going to feature on, because he didn't really do anything in the tournament. He wasn't really a name considering the options they had. But you called it, man, from day one. Every year you were like, he's going to be a breakout guy. I wouldn't say he's a breakout guy, but they're giving him monikers like the heart of 205 Live. When you give a guy a moniker like that, it reminds me like a DDP, like a People's Champ type or something. Like, eventually he's going to be at the top. Eventually he's going to win that title. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's gotten anything but better. Like, you know, from even being smart enough to change his look up to getting a gimmick that kids could get behind. That's brilliant. If that was his idea, which I'm sure it was, the new look, it's tops to him. Because it's like Jericho's outfit, but just on your face.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I don't know if the mic... Yeah, I'm fine. The mic went out there.
Oh.
I didn't know if you were still talking or something.
No. Oh, am I lagging out?
It did it once, but I think you're good now.
All right. But yeah, good for you. You called it, man. Mustafa Ali, I think, is one of the... I don't want to say the biggest stars on 205 Live, but he's definitely one of the guys. He is that star.
I wouldn't say he's the biggest star, but like every moment where like when they see, I've seen people complain, oh, they need to stop saying, you know, the heart and soul, you know, we get it, that's his gimmick. Now he's showcasing it. He's not just getting, you know, the commentators are not just saying it for a reason. He's showing it. He's proving it.
It's called a follow through. It's just like, and now eventually he didn't. Eventually he lost to guys like Hogan and stuff. But at first, for like the first year and a half, Logan, Mr. Perfect never fucking lost. So he backed up something, and it's supposed to be driven home into your head because that's just what you do, I guess. But you do it. There's a bad way and a wrong way to do it. A bad way and a good way to do it, I should say.
I agree big time. Now, for me, I really enjoyed Buddy Murphy. You know, when he first came into 205 Live, I thought, you know, hey, this could be another one of them breakout stars. And he is slowly relegated to losing a lot of matches as well, and it's a little sad.
Is it too soon to say that he, like, I don't know. I don't think he's totally out of the race yet. He's got potential, so maybe they don't want to do it too much too soon. They want to establish his character more, but that would be me giving them the benefit of the doubt, which silly me.
Yeah, silly you, Travis. Why would you think such a thing? I don't know. I want to see Buddy Murphy as champion. I want to see same thing happen for a lot of talent.
If anything, though, I was surprised that this was. I didn't know it was like an Extreme Rules or No Holds Barred match before I went into watching this week's episode. And I think they had like one in the past, so it was like Kendrick and Tozawa, which was pretty good.
Yes.
This one was way better. I feel like this was tremendous. This was good work by both guys. Both guys always they have good chemistry together.
Of course,
they always manage to do. Sorry, Lloyd.
Oh, no, my bad. I was going to just say, of course it wasn't a Brian Kendrick match.
Oh, some things never change. They never seem to like. Well, I should say they always seem to do something I've never really seen before when these two guys specifically work together, Murphy and Ali. I like it. I want to see more. I want to see the feud continue.
I don't think they will do that, though. That is the only problem that I see.
Best of 7 series. Fuck it.
Best of 7.
Ali in the lead, I think, right?
I think he's 4-3 now, or 3-2. 2-1.
Either. What did you think of the match, Logan?
No, this match was fucking badass. There were so many good moments where it was like, oh, this match is over, and then all of a sudden, bam, the heart and soul kicks in and just says, I'm on overdrive. You know what I mean? They didn't have to use too many weapons in order to make this a no disqualification. But it, again, I think like the addition to the steel steps and all that just added something unique and big and I'm trying to find one of the words, but I think you guys know what I mean.
Something to get, basically, they need to do more of this kind of, and I'm not saying make it like fucking ECW every week, but I'm saying they need to do more of this stuff. Get a buzz, get something on the show to get some of the, hey, did you hear about this match? Did you hear about this match on the show? That is the springboard conversation to get people to watch 90% of wrestling. That's how Okada and Omega got started. Did you see this match? Just do it. Just do more. Why not a fucking cruiserweight ladder match? Do that kind of stuff. You know, anything. And I'm not even the biggest, like, spot fest kind of guy in my matches, but I'm all about getting my name out there if I'm a promoter. And that's what you want to do at the end of the day. And why not? Why the fuck not? What are you going to lose? You know?
Yeah, I see your point. OJ in the chat thinks I'm on some kind of, I can't see without my glasses on. Hang on.
You're on
sipping
you're
on
cloud.
some syrup. And
you're on a cloud. Like Goku.
No, I'm not on no cloud. I wouldn't say that. No. I'm good. I feel alright.
But see, when you hook them in with the buzz from the gimmick matches at first, and then when you got the eyes on your product, then you do it serious. Then you have your classic straight up matches. But see, you already got the new eyes. Then, oh, it's good wrestling too. And sometimes they do gimmick matches, and then it's a good balance, and that's what makes a good wrestling show, in my opinion.
Yes, sir. Travis knows how to book a show.
I mean, really, I could go upstairs. The way WWE's been lately, Logan, I could go upstairs to my 8-year-old son and be like, sit down with me and get a piece of paper out and hand him the pencil, and whatever he would come up with would probably be better than what we've been seeing with the Nakamura and AJ Styles feud. Can now go down in history as one of the most wasted fucking feuds of all time. Jesus Christ. My son, I guarantee you could book that stuff just like a masterpiece, like a Steamboat and Flair.
Mm-hmm.
It's unreal. What the fuck? I'm not ranting. Not doing it because it's supposed to be America's birthday, Logan. This is a happy time. Cruise control is sailing the seas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Blah blah blah.
So, Travis, what did you think exactly about this main event match?
I felt like it was exactly what it needed to be. Wasn't too much. It was just enough. I didn't feel like Buddy Murphy is buried or whatever. He might be a little bit hurt if it's not capitalized on to salvage it, but I feel like he'll be okay. I think he's too much money. Like, how could you not see just that guy being a good hand to have on your roster? That's a lot of guys.
Exactly. Do you think that Buddy Murphy will end up winning more matches, like start a winning streak after this now?
I don't know. I don't think they would do like a streak type angle. I don't know what it's really hard to say. And next week's episode now has been confirmed. It's pretty stacked. It seems like it's Alexander and Itami for the title, and now you got Tozawa and Lio Rush, which I feel like is going to steal the show. So it's going to be better than the main event. But I could see him, and I kind of want him to put it on Itami as just make the champion a heel again, a dominant heel like Neville was, and just give the man something. He's deserved. He earned it. Fuck. And then you do your maybe Buddy Murphy should be tested as a face. Who knows? I could see him totally getting over as a face. You know?
Yeah. What about Alexa Bliss being his manager one day too?
Nah, she's above being a manager. She's a star.
A star.
That's like a step. That's kind of a step down, I would say, for her career now. What she's done.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, like, they could do mixed tag matches. Like, they could be, like, I don't know. But I don't think she should be a manager. Should they ever reference them as being a couple on TV, Logan, is a question, too.
Yes.
Should they? You think they should? Because history has shown us that hurts a guy. Because that makes them care. Like Mark Marrow. There you go. I don't know. I feel like he is missing something. There's one piece to the Buddy Murphy puzzle, and then if you put it in the right place, even though it sounds gross, that it would work. And like maybe it's a mouthpiece, not like a beautiful woman manager, but just something. Because I feel his promos aren't great, but they're not dog shit. They're like kind of really in the middle. There's just like something missing.
There's always something missing. I think with almost every wrestler in the business.
So you're more positive than DDP tonight, man. I love it.
Well, I'm trying to be positive. Because unless you want me to be negative, I will be negative.
Well, but there's still a chance to do that, like old times. What do you grade this episode of 205 Live?
Well, besides the jobber and the TJ fuck my ears, the main event helped a lot. I have to give this a D+.
A D+?
Yes.
Wow. I'd give it a solid C. Maybe C+. You know what? That was a really good main event. I feel like the Rush segment was fine. The TJP thing, I mean, it's not. I've seen him do far worse promos. It reestablished the guy. Re-debuts are fun usually. I didn't hate seeing Dar. Like I said, I got to get used to it. I guess we'll see. I thought it was a good show. I would recommend this episode to somebody that has heard about the shittiness of the show in the past, that's been reluctant, or somebody that's fallen off and wants to give it a try again. Go for it. You might turn away being surprised. I was surprised at how good it's gotten. I mean, compared to what it used to be, this was like WrestleMania 17. The best, one of the best.
Yep. That's, if you want to give somebody advice, listen to Travis. He's right about this. Yeah, definitely. Especially for somebody that's trying to learn pro wrestling. It's always good that they want to learn, and you got to send them the right stuff to watch too. So.
I am really invested to see the Tozawa and Rush match. I don't know. I'm really hyped. I'm excited for
It
that
does
match.
sound really, really good on paper, and
I hope it is. You know it's been good, Logan? That's Cruise Control, the reunion. Special 4th of July event. One more thing before we get out of here. I know you're really young to remember. I want to shout out Lex Luger for attempting to take the title of Yokozuna in summer '93, America's birthday, slamming the man. Shout out to you, Lex. Godspeed.
Yes, sir. And Travis, where can they check you out on social medias?
As always on Twitter at the Hibiki TMD. Logan, and it's been a minute, man. I got a new store now. Thanks to Matt, man, from Union Smack, our UK show, weekly retro and current WWE UK news. You can check us out now on bigcartel.unionsmack.com for your official Hibiki TMD and Union Smack merch. Shout out to Pete Dunne now for giving us a nice little intro. Pop like a little schoolgirl. I was excited. It's still surreal to see, but check out that. The Reset Button, Slam Pigs podcast, Never Drew a Dime, Hibiki Quickie, Sunset Stripped, all the goodness. Hibiki Pro, of course, Logan. I can't believe that the Hibiki Pro train has come this far. What started as like a joke to do is now just, it's a real promotion, it feels like. So that's where you can check me out. Thank you again, man, as always, for having me here. So much fun doing this with you again, bud.
Yes, the reunion was here, and the reunion may be done, but this is the beginning. It's called Future of Wrestling Podcast and Future Entertainment. So Travis will definitely be back very, very soon. You guys can check.
And speaking of growing, you're almost at 100 subs. Look at all the shows you got now. You got brand new thumbnails. You got so much to do now with all your shit going on, Logan.
Yes, sir. Trying to keep it pushing and hopefully can get to that 100 and even more than that someday. But until then, keep trucking it, keep pushing it, and just keep throwing the good shows out there to the fans that are listening. But other than that, you guys can check me out there right on Twitter at LoganMyers144, and you can check all the good stuff coming to the channel and Grapple Vision. And don't forget Hibiki Pro, one of the most amazing shows that you can watch on Hibiki TMD over there, including Union Smack with Matt Tennant and all that good stuff. Thank you guys for listening, whoever's in the chat. We have JD, we have
JD, OJ. Shout out to those guys for sticking around with us.
JD and OJ. Appreciate you guys.
Your new co-host. The Morning Juice was great, man. It was a great show. I loved it.
The Morning OJ with Logan Myers. Great logo that Matt made for us, and very excited to use it on Thursday morning. So.
What did I say? The Morning Juice. My bad. That sounds like a porn site.
It does. It really does. That's funny. But
you put over too much. It wasn't that fun.
But thanks for listening, everyone, and have yourself a wonderful night. And we will see you next time on Future Entertainment and Future Wrestling Podcast. Good night.
Give me mine.